It's time to work it on a Wednesday. We've got Natalie Marzouca here, fantastic makeup artist, knows everything about it. And when she was sending me the topic for this month, how to do a double take, I was like, Merle Norman, like that's something that, you know, we grew up seeing, and it's kind of like, you know, the OG of makeup.
It is, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that because fun fact, that was my very first makeup job that I ever worked at.
Really?
When I was able to do makeup. I worked at Merle Norman inside Westgate Mall, and so this is where it all started for me. And you know, many years later, obviously, we've seen trends, you know, YouTube, social media, so many different brands have, you know, come and go. So the other day when I came across a Merle Norman store, I said, let me go inside and see what the brand is still about.
Yes.
And it's still as good now as it was then.
I love
it's
it.
amazing.
What makes it, because you know, like some of these, like, you know, OGs that we grew up with, I mean, it's kind of stood the test of time.
Exactly, kind of like your Estee Lauder.
Yes.
I mean, Merle Norman's on a smaller level, but it's truly still some of the best products. I worked there for 4 years, and I brought some of my favorite products from them. They always had a great skincare brand, like always had great, you know, serums, moisturizers, exfoliators, but as far as the cosmetic side of things, their foundations are some of the best.
Really?
If you're looking for full coverage, liquid, powder, that's what they're known for. They have so many great variations of shades, coverages, and then let's not forget about the OG lip pencil.
Right.
I used to sell one of these every day, Megan, no lie. Like
so
every day. The dual-ended lip pencil was just so popular. You had your your darker lip liner on one end and then fill in your lip in the middle, and then these were like the best sellers. Couldn't go wrong with those.
I love it. This is like nostalgic for you.
That's
you
how it
your...
was. Yeah, it was very nostalgic for me. The cool thing about Merle Norman is, I mean, she was like a woman pioneer. You know, she was like one of the first women to pioneer what franchising is today. Because you know, every Merle Norman that you see is all like independently owned.
Right.
So when you're supporting a Merle Norman, you're supporting, you know, a very small like woman-owned brand, which is really, really awesome. And it's great. You know, I bought some stuff just to see. I'm like, it's still the same. The foundations are great quality. They stand the test of time, and they're really neck to neck with what you see, you know, now in the stores.
Yes.
So I definitely highly recommend them. Their foundations, their blushes, even their eyeshadows. I will say their eyeshadows have come a long way. They're much more pigmented now than they were then. They've got great tools, and yeah, they still have that try before you buy mentality. So definitely go check them out. There's not a whole lot of Merle Normans left. I know there was one like in the Cherrydale area and one off Wade Hampton, I believe, in Greer.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's.
Can you order them online? And that, I mean,
yes,
is that how?
You can still order them online. That was more of a new thing. But I always say go in stores, support your local businesses if you can, because they are independently owned. And the cool thing is that you can go in there. They're very generous about giving you guys free samples.
Yeah.
So if you want to try something that you're not so sure of, definitely check them out because
See,
they're
I love
awesome.
that because, you know, makeup can get expensive.
Very
and
expensive.
a lot of people don't have a problem, like, you know, if they're going to commit to paying for that, but they want to make sure it's the right one. Because there's nothing worse than you spend $60 on something and it's like, this is not even my color.
Exactly. And the one thing I will say about Merle Norman is that their stuff lasts. You know, it lasts in the bottle and it lasts on the face. Like I have on the foundation today and I'm like, wow, you know what? I remember why I used to love it so much.
Why did I go away from using this?
No, exactly. And it's just one of those brands that the younger generation know nothing about, unfortunately, because like we may have grown up with it. Our grandmothers and our mothers knew about it, but the younger generation is like, but I promise you, you go and you try it, you're going to be like, oh yeah, no, this is where it's at. It's
this is why it was in the cabinet that I was not allowed to touch.
Exactly.
Remember, it was like, don't you knew, like, don't mess with that.
And a little bit goes a long way. It really does. And you know, their technology and their formulas are neck to neck with, you know, what you're seeing at Sephora and Ulta. So they're not an old brand.
Right.
You know, the technology is there, the color selection is there, the quality is there. It's just, you know, you just hear the name and you just think, oh, you know.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah, old school. But no, sometimes old school is
everything that's old is coming back.
It really is. It really is. And you know, they even have some holiday sets left over from holiday that are discounted. So if you want to try something, you know, as far as your skincare, there you go. Check them out. And like I said, you know, support your locally owned women brands.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you for bringing it back, guys. And you can check out her makeup, get your makeup done for any events you have coming up. Makeupbymarzouca.com. She is fabulous. Always in your known black girl with your pink.
Always.
Yeah, so good.